Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? I hope you're all doing very, very well. Yes, as you can see, I'm up here in the naughty corner, which I like to call it the prime position. Prime? Have a little gander down there. The prime position, because we're going to look at a trailer. Now, it's not a brand new one. It's still new, but it came out a few days ago. And I meant to do a discussion about this. And I've been asked ever since to like, have you seen the trailer? What do you think about this? And like, yeah. So, okay, now we're going to do it. And it is the remake of Roadhouse. Already you're going, no, God, no. They didn't try to remake Roadhouse, did they? With Patrick Swayze as Dalton, the doorman bouncer extraordinaire. Well, yes, they did, and they have made it, and it's coming out. It's coming out March 21st, I think, this year. 2024, March 21st. And it's coming out on Amazon Prime. You see there? Prime. Not theatrically. And director Doug Liman is not happy about that, and he's vetoing, he's boycotting the premiere of his own movie, which it's a couple of weeks' time for some big festival, and it's meant to be the headline movie, and I'm not going because Amazon have done the dirty on me. The studios have done the dirty on me. This film should have come out theatrically, and Jake Gyllenhaal, who's the star of it, taking on the Patrick Swayze role, and all the other actors should get the full recognition for a theatrical production and get the revenue from that. But no, you're streaming it. So he's boycotting the actual premiere of his own movie. And you could always argue the toss that, like, well, they're still going to get paid, or they're not. I don't understand all the machinations of studio payments, and you act, you star in a movie, you do this and that for a movie. Yeah, you get paid. You got a contract, you get paid. Is that not how it works? Is it the residue? Is it the repeat viewing? And theatrically, you get more? I don't know. I really, genuinely don't know. But this director has now gone out on the limb and said, like, no, I'm not going to come and see it. So screw you guys. This is wrong. The actors and performers, I don't know what stake they're taking in these proceedings, but anyway, it's a remake of 1989's cheeseball cult classic Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze, the great Patrick Swayze, playing John Dalton, doorman, bouncer, pugilistic, Zen Buddhist extraordinaire, who was brought into a real rough, tasty, teeth on the floor, sawdust in your gums, your balls kicked through the roof of your head, Roadhouse. Chicken wire bands playing behind the chicken wire, bottles getting held aplenty, and just shit happening every single night. And they bring in the legendary Dalton, to clean up house, to make sure everything's okay, train up all the other doormen and the staff how to deal with the miscreants and twats that are in there. And he does a great job. But you've got Ben Gazzara, who's the the real twat of the area, the mob boss. He's into everything, and he wants this place, so he sends in his goons to kick off all the time. And you've got Marshall Teague, Marshall Teague, an actor, but also knew a lot of martial arts, and he becomes the uber villain. And of course, the big showdown between Dalton and Jimmy, as Marshall Teague plays. You get the throat ripped out, and lots of there's flames in the background and flying kicks and stuff and it's great. But you've also got the awesome Sam Elliott, the world's greatest living movie cowboy. Sam Elliott playing another legendary, bouncer and boxer and martial artist. Even with a crook leg, he can take people down, and he gets killed, horribly killed. Luckily, we don't see that, but we horribly see his body laid out on display to really, incur the wrath of our boy Swayze. And it's a great movie. It's pure cheeseball. You got Kelly, is it Kelly Preston? I always forget. I never fancied her, to be honest. She was like a doctor, a nurse or whatever. And they got like Dalton's always got wounds and he goes in there all the time. And they form an attachment and a romance and all this sort of stuff. But Roadhouse 89 style is genuinely great. Now, I've been to a couple of Roadhouses. In my time in the Royal Marines, we did a secondment to the US Marines, and we went out to a few Roadhouses. I've talked about this before, and I always found, no matter how hard you guys in America in these Roadhouses thought you were, and how hard drinking you were absolute pussies. Absolute pussies. Fights, we saw a few. We didn't really need to get involved because we looked too massively intimidating for any of you bastards. So it never happened. But, you guys can't take your drink, and, you celebrate this Roadhouse thing, just chairs getting smashed over people's heads and all that. Yeah, okay. Come to a pub in Liverpool. Come to come to a pub in Glasgow. You guys wouldn't stand 3-4 seconds. You wouldn't. Come in with attitude. You go out with your teeth up your own ass. Cheers, you all. So, but it's an interesting concept. It's a great idea. It's a drama. You could see a TV series out of this, a TV show. A showboat movie is always a bit of a weird thing about it's about doormen, it's about bouncers. Oh, but you're bringing in a mob boss, you're bringing in martial arts and a real uber bastard, Marshall T, and Roadhouse 89 style is great. So now we get Roadhouse the remake. Now, before we watch the trailer for it, Joel Silver, who did Lethal Weapon, uber producer of the 80s, Lethal Weapon, Red Heat, I think, Predator, Commando. Joel Silver was a real mover and a shaker, and of course he produced Roadhouse. And he's behind this, a remake of Roadhouse. And this is Roadhouse, well, we're in 2024, but it's 2023 style. And they've brought in a great actor to play the Patrick Swayze part. And it's Jake Gyllenhaal. And this guy can fight. This guy can shape his body. This guy's a great actor, without a doubt. He did Prince of Persia, the video game adaptation, for many years ago. And I loved it. I thought, because I didn't play the games, and I was like, just watch the movie. I thought, wow, he's fantastic. He was Donnie Darko, the uber dark goth nerd, neo-goth nerd. And did I just repeat that? But anyway, and he was great in that. He's a great actor. And Nightcrawler, oh God, this guy, he can change his body and he can fight as well on screen. Southpaw, fantastic. He's a great actor and a great physical actor, a great emotional actor. And you've brought him in. Now that sounds fucking great. My God. Why are you remaking a cheeseball, pugilistic movie from the 80s, which is just full of 80s cheese and pomp and just messing around? And you're going to bring it into the 2020s? How are you going to do that exactly? What is exactly your plan? What's your game plan there? Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay, I'm with that. So you're going to make it a bit more serious. Is that your idea? Yeah, well, maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. Doug Liman, again, the Bourne Identity, the greatest, I think, overall movie of the Bourne franchise. The best fights, some of the best chases, and just the best overall movie. I think Bourne Supremacy has the best actual car chase. Bourne Ultimatum has some great moments, but yeah, it's poor Greengrass. And then all of a sudden you're getting like the chop cutting fucking editing shit, which at least Doug Liman didn't do. He showed what was going on and it was great. It was hyperkinetic and looked tremendous. So he's now directing this, the Roadhouse remake, reboot, whatever you think it might be. Now, before we watch the trailer and discuss it afterwards, there's a fair few changes here because suddenly it's not a roadhouse in the typical sort of like, redneck county, just outside the city borders. You're out on, the highway, off the highways. You're in pure cowpoke county where these guys don't have a fucking clue. They come in, they're driving in, they get pissed as a fart and they drive back. And but they have a fight while they're in there and it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. You've got to drive to get there or have someone to drive you there. So, which is always the thing about these roadhouses, that they're massively illegal as far as, you wouldn't have one in the UK, put it that way. It couldn't happen. But it's not in some redneck county in this new movie. No. No, it's in the Florida Keys. Yeah, it's glitzy, it's glamorous, it's gleaming, it's shining. It looks like the Fast and Furious. It is pure fucking neon drenched bullshittery. It's not a roadhouse. You'll see. It's not a roadhouse. It is a fucking wiki-tiki bar. That's what it is. It's bollocks. And instead of a guy bringing in the best bouncer in town, it's a woman. A woman? Okay. She brings our boy in. Jake Gyllenhaal plays, he's not called John Dalton now. He is, hang on a minute, what's his name? Wait a second, I've got it in here. He plays Elwood Dalton. Think about that for a second. He plays Elwood Dalton. And his real name is Jake. Jake and Elwood. It's the Blues Brothers! It's the fucking Blues Brothers. Jake and Elwood. Oh my God. John Belushi and, of course, Dan Aykroyd. So that's got to be some kind of joke. I've seen no one else mention this. No one else at all. So I'm claiming that as my discovery. I could be wrong. I bet it's dead obvious. But anyway, I'm saying it right now. Days after the event. But and he's like an ex-UFC fighter. And I don't know, there's got to be clearly a backstory there, which you'll see in the trailer. Well, you won't see the backstory, but you'll see how he gets to be there. He gets recruited. I think I need you for I've got a roadhouse down in Florida Keys. A fucking roadhouse in the Florida Keys. No one's got a roadhouse in the Florida Keys. They're all tiki bars. It's bollocks. It's just stupidity. And it's ultra gleaming, glamoury and glitzy and shiny but looking at the trailer, it's violent as fuck. And it seems to take on board License to Kill, James Bond, Timothy Dalton, and oh God, loads of other things. We'll watch it. I'll stop talking now and we'll put the fucking trailer on, but I'll just swig some more whiskey. because as much as I actually enjoy this trailer for its fight stuff, which looks interesting, although there's a slight comedic angle to it as well. There is a huge, and I mean immensely huge, Irish fucking trapdoor, which completely destroys this. Let's have a little look, shall we? Massive introduction there, I know, but here we go. Oh, sorry, as I reach around you there. Now, I apologise, my system is really working uber slow.
Before we start, do you have insurance? What? Your coverage good? Like, you have dental? Oh, haha. Is there a hospital nearby? Is it, like, too far?
Can you even see that?
I just thought you alright? What?
So you like to fight? You ever win?
No one ever wins a fight.
No one ever wins a fight. Old mantra that. You do win a fight.
Let's take the holiday in, pal.
I'll move it.
So he's got back history. He's a UFC fighter. He's ripped as fuck, but now he's on his down and outs. And she's like, look, I could use you to help my bar.
I can pay you good money. Judging by your car, you need that.
Well, I like my car.
Think about it.
I know who you are. Edward Dalton, big fan.
Edward Dalton.
That guy's got a knife under his shirt. You just take a big step back and pop me in the face. You can do it.
As if.
Tell me about the spouse. Yeah, it's all nice, like he's Mr. Rogers or something, but then he'll haul off. Really interesting guy, overall.
Rand wants to take the roadhouse away from me. He wants
The
to
training.
resort. I should work
See, you got all this. You got like you're out at sea.
down here.
Here we go.
Hey, fellas. Looks like you're having a surgery.
Fuck off, you prick.
You play it. Don't let no one get this close.
Conor McGregor.
Let me get me.
What the fuck was the casting decision to put him in here? He's a prick beyond belief. His it's over. You fucking knobhead. Look, it's James Bond. It's lapsed into pure James Bond, Thunderball and License to Kill territory.
Is that one in front of yours?
No, I just broke his arm.
No, Jake Gyllenhaal is a great actor and full of fuck off. God, I can't stop it. This system's really cracking up now. Conor McGregor, what the fuck? He's clearly playing the Jimmy character from the first original movie, and why is he there? The guy cannot act. The guy's a complete and utter dick. Oh yeah, you can fight in real life. You can cause trouble in real life. He has a string of offences and a record as long as the Great Wall of China. The guy is a complete and utter head the ball prick, and I can't stand the arse. I can't stand him. He's an absolute wank shaft. And you see him when he comes into this, you know, all of a sudden, any pretense at making a proper movie has completely just drained through. It's gone through the gutter. He's an absolute wank shaft. You know, like, see your first mistake. You know, yeah, you let me in too close. Boof. You know, like, knocks on the job. Oh, fuck off. You can't act. You're shit. You're a waster and an absolute embarrassment. So fuck off. So he's the guy that our boy Dalton, Jake Gyllenhaal, has got to go up against. Well, great, kick his ass, which we know he's going to do. But of course, you know, like Conor McGregor will be like, well, we're painting this up in a different way, obviously. You're like, yeah, well, he was terrified of me, and I had to really, you know, pretend to be going down. But hey, he's a cunt. Done tons of allegedly sexual abuse and a lot of other stuff as well. The guy's an absolute wildcard bastard. And to see him in a movie like this, you can't act. You look disgraceful. You're an absolute sheer embarrassment. So this is what brings this movie down. I would be on board for this because Roadhouse 89 style is a film of its time. It's an 80s, you know, actioner, albeit in a bizarre sort of roadhouse bar environment. So to bring it into like this, because now you've got speedboats, you've got explosions, you get that in the first one, but this is more Fast and Furious than anything else. This appears to be some kind of like, I don't know, it's going a bit OTT. It's trying to go bigger, better, more beyond what the first one was. And the first one was a bar fight movie, elevated, and that worked. Now you're going to bring in speedboats and car chases and fucking all sorts of weirdness. And this Conor McGregor twat, you know, who's clearly playing, you know, the Marshall T character, or a rather more embellished version. But folks, I'm seeing cunt and disaster all over this. Cunt as in Conor McGregor, disaster as in like this film's gonna just sink without a trace. This is awful. It looks awful. I can say that Jake Gyllenhaal is a great actor, and I will watch it for him. And he could turn this thing around, because I know Southpaw, Prince of Persia, everything he's ever acted in, he's done 100% investment, and he becomes the character. He'll build up, he'll slim down, he'll do whatever, he'll go into like you know absolute pure character embellishment and immerse himself in it. So if he's going to play this jazzed up ex-UFC fighter, I mean, we see stuff there where he's obviously in the ring or going into the ring. Does the film end up with a big showdown in the ring? Who knows? Or are they just purely flashbacks? Who knows? That's quite a long trailer. It's about a minute and a half. And it does seem to show a lot in the sort of old style trailers where they show introductions and a bit of comedy, a bit of this, that, and a bit of witty banter, and then chunk of what happens throughout the movie until what looks like the end of the movie, a climactic sort of scene. This trailer seems to do that as well, although with a bit of final sort of witty payoff. So, I don't know, folks. That's Roadhouse 2024 style. Is it going to work? I don't know. I do want to see it. If only to take the piss out of Conor McGregor, because the guy needs taking down a peg or two, and you know he can't act. Because even in the trailer, you can see the guy cannot act. So why have they brought him in? It's only purely for like to bring in the UFC crowd, and that's a guaranteed audience. But bloody hell, is that really? Doug Liman, you're a better filmmaker than that. If you're doing that as a showboating, you know, promotional sort of like advertising, you know, big draw, then you've lost a lot of favour there, because that's awful. And then you're bandstanding sort of I will not go and see this at its premiere because I don't believe what Amazon have just put it to streaming. That's it. The studio have not put it out theatrically. My stars deserve to be shown theatrically. Conor McGregor? Seriously? What, are you frightened by that bastard? Don't be a dick. You know, look, streaming sadly is the way things are going. Movies are like that now. How many movies are coming out and going direct to streaming and are still uber successful and still spawning other movies in a franchise perhaps, or making money and getting more work with their stars, their filmmakers? Streaming is not the evil. We all want to be in cinemas. We all want that. But clearly, your film has not hit the mark to be shown theatrically. The studio's going like, yeah, okay, yeah, I like it. It's, yeah, but we think it's probably better geared towards, you know, a streaming service. Now, that said, in the last year, 2023, we had utter shit, like Renfield went theatrically. Expendables 4 went theatrically. How in the name of God did that happen? The Meg 2. Ben Wheatley, hang your head in shame. What an absolute crap fest. And there's many other examples as well that went theatrical. So it's like, maybe they're going like, oh, do you know what? They've got to learn from this. These films, we're putting money into them, but they're not bringing any great reviews, and the audiences are like, they might be there for the opening weekend, but it doesn't last, and it dwindles off, and we're making a loss. And we can make more money from putting it to streaming where it's accessible to everybody, and we all win. Okay, your residues may be slightly less. I don't know how it works out, but it gets exposure. The film is seen. The studios have looked at your movie, and like, I know I sound like I don't know. If I was a director, I'd made a movie, I would want it to be shown theatrically, but I'd also be, okay, this is what I worked with, this is who I had, and I did the best I could. Looking at that trailer, and we'll watch it again in a minute. I'll take that back and watch it again, and but make up your own mind. Does this look like it's A-list or even B or C-list cinema outing? Saturday night, Friday night, whatever for you guys, because it's like Magnum PI on steroids. That's all it is for me. It's. Can you hear that? That's the leaky pipe outside, just here, which we still haven't got fixed. It's not me like leaking and squirting here all over the floor, because I Mentioned Patrick Swayze only half an hour ago. No. It's a leaky pipe. But tell you what, let's go and watch it again. I'll just lean back behind here. And here we go again.
Do you have insurance?
Oh.
What? Your coverage good? Like, you have dental? Oh, haha. Is there a hospital nearby? Is it like too far? It's about like 25 minutes, I'd say. I just slapped you. Are you alright? What?
So you like to fight? You ever win?
No one ever wins a fight.
Sorry, yeah, I thought I did a large screen and I failed to do so.
This ain't the Holiday Inn, pal.
I'll move it.
A friend of mine suggested I come talk to
Nice and ripped.
I own a roadhouse out in the Florida Keys.
A roadhouse in Florida Keys.
A long clientele. I can pay you.
Piss off.
Judging by your car, you
You've got a guy getting thrown over on the bar there, which you do get in the first movie as well.
I know who you are. Elwood Dalton.
Oh, what the hell? Yeah, really. Just trained him, like. Take a step back and pop him in the face. Yeah. What confidence are you going to instill in that guy? There may be more training that you've seen, but... Like a guy's got a knife coming at you, and he's just, you know...
I should warn you, people have a certain way of getting things done around here.
Here we go. Prick!
I got a tip for you. Don't let no one get this close. Let me guess. You're gonna threaten me? Tell me to get out of it.
So, like Clint Eastwood in most of Clint's movies, he'll get beaten up and done in and then have to come back for like pure vengeance. God, Conor McGregor, what a prick. But it could make for a good fight though. You know, like, Gyllenhaal will have trained good style and he will look good, although massively puny compared to McGregor. Although camera work, shadows and all that kind of shit, like... We'll change things. Oh, fuck off. Whatevers. Cheers, guys. Look. This is a drunken response to Roadhouse 2024. What do you guys think? Is it going to work? Can it work? Should it work? Should it even be there? The score for this movie, the original one was Michael Kamen. Michael Kamen, Die Hard, Life Force, alongside Henry Mancini. But Highlander, Michael Kamen, awesome composer. And a lot of songs in Roadhouse 89. Now this one was originally done by, let's get his name, I can find it here, I wrote it down, Victor Bertram, who was Hauschka. Yeah, Hauschka. That was his production pop studio name, Hauschka. And it was like, he had a score for this movie. He's, I think, a French or maybe German composer. And he composed for this new movie. And up until yesterday, his name was still listed as composer. But today, he's not. It's now Christopher Beck. And he's a great composer as well. So suddenly, it seems like they've just jettisoned Hauschka's soundtrack and score for the movie and gone for Christopher Beck. So that does not bode well either. That's because, you know, it doesn't fit the movie. But a last minute sort of thing. It doesn't work. Now we've got Christopher Beck is going to have to like do his score to fit the scenes which obviously Hauschka had done beforehand and make it work, which tells you the film is going to be massively re-edited. Now that is never a good sign, ever a good sign. So all depends. I wrote some more little notes down here, but I don't think we need any of them. No, we don't. Oh God! So long as we, it's the owner of the Roadhouse, not a fucking Roadhouse. It's a fucking tiki bar. Is a female in this movie. No issues there. But it's not a fucking Roadhouse though. In the original, it was Kevin Teague who played the guy that run the Roadhouse, the double deuce, is it? Double deuce. And when Dalton comes in and all the shit's kicking off. This guy, every time you see him, he just has the same fucking face. It's like, use this. Oh, I know who you are. Yeah. And he walks out with this sort of like, I know who you are. Watch what happens now. And he does it so fucking often that it becomes really, really annoying. You're in charge of this place. Show some fucking bottle. Show some fucking, resolve. Yes, you've got the best fucking guy. That's Dalton. And like, what bars ever and clubs are legendary because of their doorman? And don't fucking start, because I know there are. But the film makes this thing about legendary doorman, fucking bar brawling defenders of the pissed and inebriated, inebriated, need more whiskey. Inebriated. When were these guys the heroes? These guys were always the twats, to be honest. The ones that kicked off and caused all the shit when you were in a nightclub. They're the ones that came in and disrupted things when you're having fun, and you'd see something would happen out in the corner of a bar, in the darker corner, and you'd see the bouncers come in, and like you'd see fists going in and someone getting dragged out, and like you'd not witnessed any trouble at all. I know lots of doormen, and they are great, but they've all said the same thing. What? Roadhouse? Like that's ever happened in our sort of fucking, our way of life? Never. So it's like, it's done within a second and they're dragged out, gone. So Roadhouse just became this, I don't know, fucking elevated, excitements of adrenaline and Zen, Buddhist, martial arts, pugilism, and a pure 80s action movie. And we love it for it. And now they've remade it in the 2020s. And oh dear. I don't know what you guys think. That looks glitzy, glamoury, and really shit, to be honest. I like Jake Gyllenhaal, but fuck me, that looks a bit... crap. Conor McGregor really ruins the whole thing. Massively ruins the whole thing. He thinks and he acts like he owns the world. He's an absolute cocksucker and a complete and utter bastard in real life, and shouldn't be given like opportunities like this. Why? What's he done to warrant that? He's playing a bad guy quite clearly. Okay, that's fine. He's playing true to form, but I don't know, folks. Anyway, there you go. I've got stuff I've got to do, so I'm gonna bug out right now. But I have been and always shall be Kilt-Man. So in the meantime, in this ever like, what the fuck are we doing with these remakes and reboots in between time? Please keep it kilted, and I'm going to see you all later. I like just rip the throat, just rip the throat. Kelly Preston though was, well, all my mates all loved her. I was like, yeah, she's fit, but there's better out there, you know what I mean?